everyone. Welcome to today's TNT Daily. This is your host, Cadenza. Now, before we begin, please check out our channel, TNT, on gtv.org and our YouTube channel, Voice of Guo Media, for more contents. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want an update the next time we upload a new video. For our first news today, an unknown defector provided U.S. intelligence agencies more knowledge of the CCP's bioweapon program after escaping from China. And this marks the second time someone has provided such information, with the first one being the Chinese virologist, Dr. Yan Limeng. Let's hear the details from our reporter, Quinn.
The US government has recently increased their knowledge of CCP covering up of their bioweapons. According to the sources, the defector has fled to Europe from China. He's under the protection of a European government security service. The defector has PLA background and he believes that the CCP intelligence has penetrated the US government and cooperating with the CIA and other Western spy agencies. The defector has provided some evidence about the CCP biochemical weapon program that has reached the US government. No other details could be learned from the defection yet.
Thank you, Quinn, for the report. To our audiences, we will continue to provide any updates related to this news in the future. Now, let's take a look at the growing concerns about China's food crisis and how that has impacted high school students' lives around the country.
Recently, the Department of Education made a statement to put a stop on wasting food and resources. It is required in the future that high school students be prepared to attend experiences centers that focuses on practical education. Each high school will be dedicated with a particular agriculture duty. Through coaching and actual work, that students are expected to appreciate resources that they've been taken for granted, as well as gaining experiences for university internships.
Thank you for the report, Crystal. As China faces internal problems, its external tension with India seems to have escalated. Let's hear more details about it from Lori.
The CCP provoked India and assembled troops at 4 locations 20 kilometers away from territory in India. India is currently in a state of high alert to prevent further Chinese incursions at unmanned sites or strategic high ground. India stated that it is determined to defend its borders, but will continue to negotiate with the top Chinese officials.
Thank you for the report. Moving on from the conflict with India, China recently impeded the U.S. ambassador from exercising freedom of speech on social media. Let's hear it out.
Yesterday, the U.S. consulate in China posted a tweet on Twitter stating that China is impeding the U.S. ambassador to publish articles on Weibo and WeChat. It mentioned that the article was about the importance of reciprocity in establishing relationships between the two countries. However, the Chinese government, as usual, banned their posts on Chinese media. In fact, this is not the first time the CCP has done so. In early July this year, the Weibo account of Smith Harrison, the spokesperson of the U.S. consulate in Shanghai, China, was suspended. In contrast to Cui Tiankai, the Chinese ambassador to the U.S. has been given the chance to speak freely in the U.S., and he's constantly attending American news interviews and shows. The visible inequality in freedom of speech between the two has demonstrated a solid example of how did the CCP mute people's voices around the world. Just as Smith said on his second Weibo account, if a party is great, it won't be afraid of hearing opposite voices.
Thank you, Rika, for bringing us this news. Next, TikTok's proposal for continuing operation in the U.S. is facing strong backlash from U.S. politicians, citing national security concerns.
Even as negotiations continued on Wednesday over a proposal that would allow the Chinese-owned social media app TikTok to continue operating in the United States, a backlash was forming in Washington to the deal. Over the weekend, TikTok had offered a proposal to the Treasury Department that aimed to address the Trump administration's concerns that the app could give the Chinese government access to sensitive data. The proposal included bringing on Oracle, the Silicon Valley business software company, as a technology partner to TikTok. While the proposal winds its way through the review process, some lawmakers are increasingly up in arms about it. Republican senators criticized the proposal, saying that any deal that left a Chinese company in control of the code or algorithms that run the app would fail to address the national security concerns. "I'm not prepared to sign off on anything. I have to see the deal," Trump said at a news conference on Wednesday. He added that he was not going to be happy if TikTok remained largely owned by a Chinese company.
Thank you, Michael, for the report. For our last news today, Department of Justice charges Chinese nationals with hacking American companies. On September 16th, the Justice Department charged 5 Chinese nationals with hacking more than 100 American and foreign companies, as well as nonprofits and universities. 2 Malaysian businessmen were also charged with conspiring with 2 Chinese nationals in order to target the billion-dollar computer game industry. The 2 businessmen are currently arrested, and they are expected to face extradition to the United States. That is the last news for today. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Again, if you would like updates on our news report, please subscribe to our channel, TNT on gtv.org, as well as our YouTube channel, The Voice of Goa Media. If you want us to know how we did, please leave a comment down below, and see you guys tomorrow.